What's up, guys? Vince right here. Welcome back to VinzTalk, where I talk about news, I ramble about my life, and just talk about what I want to talk about here in this cast. That's usually just, unfiltered and stuff like that. I just share it all, and pretty much I know my limits. I know what to share and what not to share. So, I'm just putting that out there. Just that, stuff that I share here is, especially for this particular Vince Talk, there's not going to be much news or anything like that. I don't think there is even supposed to be a Vince Talk at all. But I decided to talk about some stuff and also about things going on that I, just can never get out of my chest, knowing that especially that rant video I made. I don't know if I put it out there. I don't know if I did. I'll link it here in the link in the description if you want to see it for yourself. But I decided not to put that kind of energy here in this Vince Talk. This is supposed to be kind of like a chill, podcasty kind of segment of this channel. And really though, when I was talking about how much I really hated living here in this apartment and stuff like that, and how much I just hate all these noises and everything, and it's just that there's more to it that is kind of like a bit more secret, because there's certain stuff that I have that is just now gone. And it feels like each time as I grow up in my 20s, I feel like I just keep losing everything, in my life. And I just am just tired of it. I really want to make a change or something, and especially it doesn't help when I've noticed that my viewership is going down in YouTube, which is another thing that I want to update. And yeah, basically, literally not really like a lot of positive stuff to look forward to this week. However, um, pretty much my school started, so that adds another amount of business, busyness. And it feels good to know that I actually am working on, something being a little bit more productive this weekend or this week, or whatever day is, because my school is usually online. So that just counts as the amount or majority of the time I'm in the house, which, I don't like, but anything to save gas or save money, is good enough. But yeah, my school just started, just came out of nowhere. Trying to get everything organized and stuff like that for classes, and I already have stuff due this weekend, so yeah, I have to deal with that. And yeah, pretty much, I do want to actually share a couple things going on in my second channel, even though a lot of you don't care about it. I just want to share and just get this out of my chest mostly. Man, I pretty much made a bunch of videos that just got like 0 views and stuff like that. I am familiar and I understand that I anticipated, knowing that my second channel be my hip hop channel. Anyone in this channel, particularly, that is watching my videos and stuff like that, they don't care. They don't care about my second channel, my hip hop. Oh, I do dance. Nah, they don't care about that. Okay, they don't care. And pretty much it is what it is. I'm kind of like trying to grow another audience in that second channel. And it brought into the state of, especially my channel being a channel that involves doing commentaries and dance battles. I kind of noticed that for other channels that I look up to, believe it or not, that are actually involves, doing, within the breakdance culture, and also in, commentary of dance battles, are actually not doing as good as well. There was one that actually a couple, and pretty much I'm planning to make a video of the state of commentary channels in terms and within the dance verse, because that's a very, very small niche, 0% out there. And pretty much I'm guessing I only can count like a handful of people, with one hand. Pretty much it's not a lot of people doing what I do in the second channel. And it's something that involves my hobby. And to the point where I even changed my name to my dance name. For those that know, I'm Vinzel. That's my kind of like my dance signature within the b-boy world. And I kind of make some stuff there. But also I noticed that there really is not a lot to it when it comes down to the stuff that I do in that channel. I'm really trying to focus and trying to figure out how to do stuff for this channel particularly, which my main channel. I call it, my second channel is my second channel, and this is my main channel because obviously it has the most subs that I have and the most following that I ever have in basically in the internet. So pretty much I'm focusing stuff here, but the problem is because of that rant. The reason why, and of course, link in the description to see why. I'm basically calling it like the reason why I haven't did any collabs. The reason why I don't stream and stuff because of the noise, going on within this, apartment, and it really does an off balance of anything I do. I really do want to stream. I like having things scheduled, but sometimes there's just like some unexpected stuff going on, especially now, in this apartment, and it kind of sucks that I have to deal with that because I do want to, stream. I want to collab. I want to interview. There's a lot of things, that I can do. I just need to message the particular person, like, like, hey, you down? Like, oh, sure, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll actually, do a collab or do some projects, some voice acting stuff, but I can't because I don't live in that kind of, lifestyle, because I don't have a studio. I don't have a particular time. It's either going to be, a restroom or the TV playing out loud. The thing is that when it comes to me recording, I try my best. I really try my best to really push myself to actually record any videos, whatever, particular noise out there is given. And I just have to, like, that's what I do. I basically put all these videos is because that I just say, I just put them out there. I just like, F it. I'm just going to make these videos. I'm just going to get over it. And it ruins the experience of actually making these videos sometimes because, what's heartbreaking about it is because of the noises and stuff like that. The many times I pause, and the many times I have to edit it, it ruins the experience of the certain webtoon reads and stuff like that. And I'm just tired of it. And it's not going to get any better because I got to think of a way of actually how can I record. It's either me trying to go into a random parking lot or finding a studio. And I really am at that point where I kind of need to find a studio, especially knowing that I want this whole YouTube thing to be a career, of mine or something bigger in the future. And I have to take it seriously. I need the resources, because the thing is that when it comes down to me doing YouTube, I never had a setup. I never had a studio. You have these, YouTube channels that actually has like 100 subscribers and they got a setup. They got a studio. I saw one that actually has like a whole podcast area with mics and also like a soundboard and everything. And me, I got nothing. All I do is make videos on my phone. That's it. That's all. Okay. All what I did for this channel is all through my phone. I just lay on bed and I just make these videos. But there's times where I just wish to God that I just had a freaking setup. I wish I had a setup. I wish I had a studio. Is there any way? And there's none. There's literally not here unless you're willing to pay $300 for like a recording studio. That ain't gonna happen. I don't got that kind of money. It's heartbreaking, and I'm just, it's getting to that point where I'm really tired of it. I really do want to find a studio. I really do actually want to evolve myself to make content better because, I'm not getting younger of actually just waiting my ass for just like, some, a studio or for opportunity. I have to get it. That's what you have to do a lot of times, especially as an adult. And, I just want to get that off my chest. I got them off my chest of that rant video, already, but here I am sharing it here. So, I don't know. Other than that, speaking of the second channel, or, somewhat about it, there's an event I'm going to that I'm going to be covering. It's in San Francisco, so I'm excited for that. I haven't been to a dance event in a while. Kind of nervous because I haven't been battling in a while at all. So that's going to be in the second channel of covering this event. It's called Freestyle Session Special because it's a special addition to the Freestyle Session, which is kind of crazy. I'm like, wow, I feel kind of special going to this event in San Francisco. Maybe it's because of that, knowing how expensive to rent anywhere to actually put on an event in the Bay Area because of inflation, and especially here in the Bay Area, it's just getting worse. But putting it there, it was just a blessing that I would actually go to an event over there in San Francisco. So, keep an eye on that. Hopefully it happens. Other than that, yeah, let's get into some news, stuff that I want to share and anything or everything, I guess. There's not a lot of stuff to really talk about, especially gaming. There's not a lot of stuff in gaming. I think I put something here called Kirby's 30th anniversary, whatever, in terms of like a festival. Like they were having it in the Nintendo channel. And that's it. Like, there's really not much I can really, put. I mean, I think I do have something here. There was this game I played, and I might as well put it here since there's not much to talk about gaming-wise. Nomori. I played the pre-alpha and stuff like that. It's a good game. It's actually like a puzzle platformer kind of thing, 3D-ish, and actually I like the concept of just it having puzzles of different dimensions of like, figuring out how to get to this area to that area, and it really involves like different perspective and vision. It's a pre-alpha. It's free. It's called Namori, and I guess I'm advertising the game just to actually put some at least a good amount of time here for algorithm issues, And yeah, this game is just on Steam. It's free, and I enjoyed it. I wish that I actually spent a little bit more time playing it if I did had all this homework to finish. But yeah, that's what's going down. Also, another thing involving news, another game that I actually been looking at where I'm like, what is this? It's called Them Fighting Herds. And for those that know me, I used to be part of a certain particular fandom that is questionably why does it exist or some point, and it's beyond cringe of a fandom. Not all fandoms are like that. Yes, all of them are. All of them have their special moments, I guarantee you. But when it comes to this fandom, it's basically the brony fandom, okay? What? Vince used to be a brony and stuff like that? I feel like anybody that taps into anything feminine is, especially me with the stuff that you see in my channel. Yeah, it's not a surprise. But I kind of quit. It was during high school. I think it was a couple years ago when I was in high school that I, used to be part of that brony fandom, and I quit immediately. I was like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I was into the show for a couple of months, and then I got out, It was like, so I wasn't really a big fan at all. One thing I was a big fan of is the Bronies React guys, like Gabriel and Race, and, and also they became like famous YouTubers just out of nowhere, especially Gabriel. Like, he became like the host for Voice because he's also does cover music and stuff like that. That was crazy. And that's the only part of like the fandom I know. That's why I know these conventions like Everfree or BronyCon, because of AC Race Best, I guess, because apparently I still follow the guy. I mean, don't tell him that, but I'm pretty much involved into other fandoms. Never ever the Brony fandom ever again, ever, especially that whole Toon Critic kind of like situation that happened in the past. Look it up. It's kind of like a dark situation that I never thought it would ever happen. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. Thank goodness I left, But yeah, there's this game that is kind of like from the Brony fandom, and it's called Dem's Fighting Hurt, which is a terrible name. Just call it Smack Horse Bros, all right? It's like a Dem Fighting Herds. I'm like, you expect us to actually... what's with the pronoun here? Like, come on, you expect us to have an accent like they ain't finding herds? Shut up, man. Like, this, what kind of name is that? Oh my god. And it's used to be called like, Main 6 or something that involves My Little Pony, which that's where it's stolen from. And these random characters that are involved in this particular fighting game, I'm looking at it like, what is this? I'm pretty much, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, you're lucky. You're probably like, what the heck is he on about? What am I on about? I'm on about so many things, okay? I am just sassy this week. I don't know, okay? That's why you're here to listen to me, is because it's therapy, okay? I do these videos for therapy, okay? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, another thing to actually share as we get out the gaming stuff, and I don't think there's anything gaming related as I look around here, as I look around there. Nada zitch, nada, okay? I wish I talked some more about gaming stuff. I don't know, I'm not the gamer I used to be, okay? Maybe that's it. Anyways, let's talk about some animation news, because there's a lot of things to talk about within the animation sphere, especially stuff that is concerning for many the animation community, and also some stuff involving the Ruby community. Look, if I was a Ruby channel, I'll be talking about this first and head off, which we will start before we get into the HBO Max stuff. But Ruby. So Murder of Birds, which is a YouTuber that I follow that, is a Ruby tuber, as they call it, does Ruby covers, but also does other stuff involving Rooster Teeth and anything that involves him not getting copyright, which I don't blame him. Unless you're working with the company, like, especially with me with Webtoon, yeah, you can make videos. And I'm, if I try to do the same thing with Funimation, with Toei, with with these other like organizations, it would be hard. I really do give so much praise for Webtoon for really helping me out with stuff that I put out there. It's all thanks to them. And it's unfortunate for others in terms of like, and I think Murder Birds, he's pretty much has good relationships with Rooster Teeth, especially Rooster Teeth actually reacting to his videos in a way. Um, but this one actually involves like, the state of the Ruby channel. Sorry, y'all, I got interrupted. See what I mean? This is what I have to deal with. I have to deal with noises in the background like this every freaking time when I'm trying to record. Okay. Anyways, so about the RubyTuber, like, with the whole birds thing, like pretty much from what I heard, like you can't really do reactions of, what is it called? The Ruby Ice Queendom, which is kind of like an anime adaptation of the actual Ruby or retelling. And it's pretty much, he explains it that, yeah, he can't react to it, put it out there because, he doesn't want to get copyright strike, because putting anime content out there, there's ways to actually put it on YouTube, but trying not to get caught is kind of like really difficult. So, and I kind of really feel that. It reminds me of the Toei situation when Toei Animation banned a bunch of channels that had like hundreds of, millions of views. And they were just gone with a blinking of an eye because of Toei like just deciding just to strike them down. The whole same thing also with Pokemon content as well. And I really hope that I see that reaction. I was kind of like, where's that? Any Ruby reaction, especially me being a fan of like Murder of Birds. Like, I really hope I see it. Okay, I know it's on Patreon or whatever, and I guess that's the only place to really put it out there, and the only place. But pretty much, I really hope that I see that reaction somehow, and it's something that I really do want to see for myself. With that reaction that that he has on his Patreon, and because I was waiting very patiently, I'm like, man, okay, we're just gonna have to see if he ever puts it out on YouTube. But other than that, yeah, let's get into the whole HBO debacle. And this one was a sad situation just to see. Seeing HBO Max, and listen, I'm not really, I don't have the story straight, so I'm going off the dome of actually trying to give you it from what I remember from the sources that I heard and stuff like that. But HBO, there's been a terrible news surrounding the animation world in terms of these small animation shows, and there was a bunch in HBO Max, and HBO Max decided to just just cut them off, basically removing all of them, all their existence, and you're not allowed to even play them on YouTube because of like certain like legal or copyright issues or whatever. So they're just gone from existence unless you play, check them out at a pirated area. And pretty much they're removing like Infinity Train, animations like Dodo, Aquaman, which is this kind of like terrible kind of like animation involving Aquaman. To be honest, I remember seeing this. I forget, it's called Aquaman something, but it's an animation called Aquaman. Also Pac-Man, and also they're gone from that, from HBO, because of like tax write-offs and stuff. There's a part of me where I'm like, man, is it involving like inflation in a ways? Like that's why they're gone, and they're trying to merge with Discovery Plus. Like, it doesn't, none of this makes sense at all. Just cutting off the shows, just not showing them at all. No compilations or anything like that. They're just gone, especially for shows like Infinity Train that has been out there for years, and then all of a sudden it's just disappeared. Like, that has to be sad. Like, you can imagine if this was like, certain shows like Has-Been Hotel or like, like Arcane, man, the community would not take that. Can you imagine like just Has Been just gone from existence? Like, yep, we're done. Okay, well, all because of this particular network bought this property. That means they said like, hey, no more of this. We can't show this because of copyright, something like yada yada. It's all BS. It's like, man, I can't believe that, for this has to be sad. And even though I don't care about these shows like Aquaman or Dodo or whatever, it's still kind of sad knowing that the amount of animation shows and stuff like that is just gone. It's just, disappeared. And there's no trace of it at all, especially like seeing that, and this is all sources from what I heard from like Alpha J Show, and also like the other shows that involves talking about animation, whatever. And from what I heard itself, like it's kind of like, sad to see. And I can't help but thinking like, what if that was like Has-Been or Arcane? What if it's stuff that it's not anime, but it's like, like the struggle of, making your animation shows, especially for these particular artists that actually are trying their best to fix it, or, get it back, or, trying to find a solution in ways. I can't imagine the stress dealing with that, because these are good shows. Like, you couldn't only imagine Webtoon actually, having just like everything gone, and all the amount of shows from Webtoon, and actually everything, all these videos that you see would be disappeared. All my hard work would just be like, vanish. So I can definitely feel for this. This is something that is serious that is going on, and pretty much I don't know what Cartoon Network or HBO are gonna do about it. I don't know if I don't know what's gonna be the count of all because of freaking a merger and tax write off, and there has to be a better explanation. Like I try to understand this explanation. I am not a subscriber or anything like that of HBO. I don't care. I don't. That's why I never seen Euphoria because I don't freaking know. I don't know. I never actually own or actually have a subscription or anything involving HBO or Discovery. But it turns out like this is sort of what's happening, and it's just like not it's a serious it's just a sad situation all in general. Like there's nothing cheery about this at all, and you can tell that one of the tweets from these animators are trying to cope with this to the point of like they even try to be sarcastic like, oh, look at this, okay, look at all my hard work gone, yay, this is exciting. I'm like, there's nothing, like stop being like, you gotta be real with it, okay, showing that this sucks. There's nothing good about it at all. And maybe it's because the shows didn't do well. Maybe it's because like there's something about like they're trying to save up, or maybe it's because of inflation. Because let me tell you, that has to be the biggest blame in my opinion. But there's has to be something like going on behind the scenes of HBO, of these these corporates that are actually taking this down. And I can't seem to know why. Other than that, yeah, pretty much I'm trying to understand as well the state of Webtoon. Like, especially Webtoon channels, what's going on there? I think this whole conversation, the animation side, has been about channels. Like RubyTubers, like how they gotta react, or anything involving Ice Queendom, how is HBO, especially many YouTubers covering these shows, like what's gonna happen to them when they cover it? And what's gonna happen within the community? Like, is animation going downhill or something? Like, is that what's going on? In terms of anime's doing good. I mean, especially the popularity of One Piece, especially me coming back to One Piece, I noticed like, a very hardcore community within it. And I'm catching up. I'm already in the Sabaody, I think that's how you call it, archipelago, which is freaking, I'm early on it. I'm trying to understand what's all the shock between all these review videos and their thumbnails. Like, oh, this is dark. What isn't dark? Okay, Water 7, I thought that was dark. And Thriller Bark, I thought it was over, okay? But I did a review of Thriller Bark. I have to say, I did really good on with the thumbnail. What can I say? But, what is going to be the outcome out of this, And how are, HBO and, the state of, these channels are actually going to survive at all? I don't know. There's a little mixed bag here in this whole conversation and stuff like that because there's a part of me where this channel you see right here is catered within the anime and the animation community in all sorts, and for seeing this, there's not going to be any much opportunities for animation. So is that the future we're seeing? I don't know. We could see that in the future somehow, maybe not. But other than that, I'll see ya, and I'll never forgot. Okay, I try to rhyme. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Seriously, especially these VinzTalks. They don't do pop. They're not popping like how some of these videos out here in terms of the small reads that are not BOs. But hopefully my channel can somewhat get. Look, I just want the 1K. Just give me the 1K views. That's all I ask for, so I can pay, so I can survive and stuff like that. Keep the lights on or whatever, and find a new apartment, a studio maybe, so you can actually have some better content or whatever instead of recording here. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. One love and peace.